Have you ever wondered how one man's obedience, one family's struggle, and one young boy's unbelievable rise from slavery to power became the foundation of an entire nation? This is not merely a tale of ancient names written on fading scrolls. This is a journey carved through deserts, drenched in tears, strengthened by promises, and held together by one unshakable truth. God keeps His word. From the moment Abraham stepped out of his homeland, to the night Jacob wrestled with an angel, to Joseph's rise from a pit to a palace, every moment reveals a God who leads His people through valleys and mountaintops, shaping destiny through faith, sacrifice, and divine purpose. This is the story of the Patriarchs, a journey of faith that changed the world forever. Let us begin. In the quiet lands of Ur, a man named Abram lived a simple life. But heaven had chosen him for something far greater. One night, a voice broke through the silence of his world. A voice ancient, eternal. Go from your country, to a land that I will show thee. I will make of thee a great nation. No map. No direction. Only a promise. And Abram obeyed. Step by step he journeyed through unknown lands, trusting the unseen hand that guided him. The stars above whispered destiny, for God had declared, "Thy seed shall be as the stars of heaven." Years passed. The promise seemed impossible. But when all hope seemed gone, God repeated His covenant. Abraham would become the father of nations. And in Abraham's old age, Isaac was born. A miracle child, laughter wrapped in flesh. But then came the greatest test. God called Abraham to sacrifice the very son he had waited a lifetime to receive. A trial no parent could bear. Isaac's footsteps echoed upon Mount Moriah. Abraham's trembling hands prepared the altar. Yet, at the final moment, heaven intervened. A ram was provided. A life spared. A covenant sealed forever. Abraham's faith had passed the test. Isaac's life was quieter, gentler, a bridge between great promises. He grew into a man who trusted God as his father once had. He married Rebekah, a woman chosen through prayer and providence. But their home was divided. 2 sons. Esau, strong and wild. And Jacob, quiet and cunning. A struggle began even in the womb, for God had spoken. The elder shall serve the younger. Isaac loved Esau. Rebekah favored Jacob. And destiny unfolded through conflict and blessing. In Isaac's old age, Jacob, guided by his mother, received the blessing meant for Esau. Not through strength, but through divine purpose. Isaac, though wounded by deception, accepted God's will. For the blessing was never a human decision. It belonged to heaven. Jacob fled from his brother's anger, alone and afraid. On a cold night beneath the open sky, he lay his head upon a stone. There, he dreamed a dream that would shape his life forever. A ladder stretching to heaven. Angels ascending and descending. And God standing above. "I am with thee," the Lord declared. "I will not leave thee, until I have done all that I have spoken." Jacob awoke trembling. "This is the house of God," he whispered. And he named the place Bethel, the house of God. Years passed. Jacob worked, married, struggled, and grew wealthy. Yet his heart wrestled with fear and guilt. Then came the night of transformation. By the river Jabbok, Jacob found himself alone. A mysterious figure appeared and wrestled with him till dawn. Not a thief. Not a man. But an angel, a messenger of God. Jacob held on with desperate faith. "I will not let thee go, except thou bless me." And the blessing came. The angel touched Jacob's thigh, leaving him with a limp. A mark of divine encounter. He was given a new name. Israel, he who struggles with God and prevails. The deceiver had become a prince of God. Jacob had 12 sons, but Joseph was the son of his old age, clothed in a coat of many colors. His dreams set him apart. Dreams of sheaves bowing, of stars and the sun and moon honoring him. But dreams can stir jealousy. His brothers hated him, plotted against him. And one day, they cast him into a pit. Instead of killing him, they sold him to Ishmaelites. Joseph became a slave in Egypt. Yet even in chains, God's hand remained upon him. In Potiphar's house, Joseph rose through favor and integrity. But lies sent him to prison. Still, Joseph held to faith. Behind cold prison walls, he interpreted dreams. The cupbearer restored. The baker condemned. 2 years later, Pharaoh himself dreamed a dream no wise man could explain. And Joseph was brought before the throne. Calmly, humbly, Joseph declared, "It is God who giveth the interpretation." He foretold 7 years of plenty and 7 years of famine. Pharaoh, moved by divine wisdom, lifted Joseph from prison to power. Second only to the king. Joseph stored grain, prepared the land, and saved nations from starvation. And in the years of famine, his brothers came seeking bread. They bowed before him, just as in his childhood dream. But Joseph did not seek revenge. He sought reconciliation. With tears in his eyes, he revealed himself. "I am Joseph." Fear filled their hearts. But Joseph spoke words that echo through history. "Ye meant evil against me, but God meant it unto good." Forgiveness triumphed. The family was restored. And Israel settled in Egypt, setting the stage for the next great chapter of God's plan. From Abraham's obedience, to Isaac's quiet trust, to Jacob's transformation, to Joseph's rise from suffering to glory. The journey of faith was never easy, never predictable, but always guided by a God who keeps his promises. The covenant lived on, passed from father to son, from struggle to triumph, from faith to fulfillment. These were not perfect men. They were chosen men. Men who walked with God through deserts, dreams, and destiny. Their story is a reminder. Faith is a journey worth taking. A journey God still guides today. And so ends the era of the patriarchs. But a new story begins. A story of oppression, miracles, plagues, and deliverance. Join us next episode as we uncover the rise of Moses and the exodus that shook an empire.